Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's budget session of Parliament begins. President Droupadi Murmu says 250 million citizens lifted out of poverty during the last decade. Adds confidence in Made in India defence platforms grew stronger after Operation Sindor. India is emerging as a major aviation gateway between the global south and the world, says Prime Minister Modi at the Wings India 2026 program at Hyderabad. US President Donald Trump warns Iran to make a nuclear deal or the next US attack would be far worse, he said. And Greenland Tensions, a strategic wake-up call for Europe, says French President Emmanuel Macron as he hosts the leaders of Denmark and Greenland in Paris. President Droupadi Murmu addressed the joint sitting of the members of both houses on the first day of budget session on Wednesday. In her address, President outlined key achievements of the government while also highlighting focus areas such as economic growth, infrastructure development, social justice, technological advancement and inclusive governance. The President mentioned how India is moving ahead in all spheres, especially from the last decade, focusing on Operation Sindor. President said it was a befitting reply to the face of terror, showcasing India's tri-service prowess.
भारत ने हर क्षेत्र में अपनी नींव मजबूत की है। ये वर्ष 2047 तक विकसित भारत की तेज यात्रा का बहुत बड़ा आधार है। पिछले एक दशक में 25 करोड़ देशवासी गरीबी को हराकर गरीबी से बाहर निकल के सरकार के तीसरे कार्यकाल में गरीबों को सशक्त करने के लिए अभियान और तेजी से आगे बढ़ा है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised the President's address to both the Houses of Parliament at the commencement of the budget session of Parliament. The Prime Minister posted on X, and I quote him here, "The budget session of Parliament commenced with Rashtrapati Ji's inspiring address to both houses in our parliamentary traditions. This address has a special importance as it spells out the policy direction and collective resolve that will guide our nation's developmental journey in the coming months. Today's address was comprehensive and insightful. It reflected India's remarkable development journey in recent times while showing a clear direction for the future. The emphasis on building a Viksit Bharat was perfectly captured, reflecting our shared aspiration of building a strong and self-reliant nation. The address also covered a wide range of themes, highlighting sustained efforts for farmers, youth, the poor and the downtrodden. It reaffirmed the collective commitment to further speed up the reform express and emphasis on innovation and good governance. As Budget 2026 approaches, inflation numbers are firmly in focus. Prices remain below the RBI's lower tolerance limit, offering some policy comfort even as December data shows inflation edging up across rural and urban India. With food prices still in deflation but core pressures rising, the latest inflation trends now set the backdrop for the key budget expectations. Diptanshu Kashyap reports.
As the government prepares for Budget 2026, the latest inflation data suggests prices remain largely under control. Inflation stayed below the RBI's lower tolerance limit for the fourth consecutive month in December 2025, even as both headline and food inflation edged up from November due to selective price pressures. Headline CPI inflation stood at 1.33% year-on-year in December 2025, marking an increase of 62 basis points over November. Inflation remained below the RBI's lower tolerance limit for the fourth straight month. Food inflation remained in deflation for the seventh consecutive month at minus 2.71%. Rural food inflation stood at minus 3.08%, while urban food inflation was minus 2.09%, even as food prices rose compared to November. Rural headline inflation increased to 0.76% in December from 0.10% in November, while urban headline inflation rose to 2.03% from 1.40%. The increase in inflation was driven by higher prices in personal care and effects, vegetables, meat and fish, eggs, spices, pulses, and products. Housing inflation eased to 2.86%, education inflation moderated to 3.32%, health inflation to 3.43%, fuel and light inflation declined to 1.97%, and transport and communication inflation eased to 0.76%. With inflation remaining well below the RBI's tolerance band, the data provides the government and the central bank greater policy headroom ahead of Budget 2026. The focus is now expected to be on targeted fiscal measures to sustain growth while keeping prices stable, including steps to improve women's access to finance and expand the cooperative sector's contribution to the economy in line with the National Cooperative Policy 2025. Diptanshu Kashyap's report for DD India.
Micro, small and medium enterprises continue to be the backbone of India's economy and one of the biggest sources of employment. As Budget 2026 draws closer, expectations are rising for stronger government support to boost MSME growth, create jobs and ease access to credit. The government has already taken key steps in this direction, with more measures likely in the upcoming budget. DD India's Rahul Upadhyay brings us this report.
As the Union Budget 2026 approaches, industry leaders across sectors are looking to the government for stronger support to India's small businesses. From easier access to credit to improved insurance coverage, the focus remains firmly on strengthening micro, small and medium enterprises, the backbone of Indian economy. Experts believe the upcoming budget presents an opportunity to make lending and insurance more affordable, more digital and more inclusive, particularly for smaller enterprises operating with limited financial buffers.
Public sector banks continue to face capital constraints, partly because their FDI limit is capped to 20%, which is materially lower than 74% permitted for private sector banks. Now, raising this limit would help expand the system's capacity to push priority sector into sectors that are both underserved and which are employment incentive.
The Government of India already announced a significant push to strengthen micro, small and medium enterprises, a key driver of job creation and economic growth. In a major policy move, the Union Cabinet has approved an equity infusion of Rs 5,000 crore into the Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI. The capital support is aimed at expanding the flow of credit to MSMEs, making loans more accessible and affordable for small businesses across the country. The equity infusion will be released in phases over 3 years, Rs 3,000 crore in the current financial year, followed by 1,000 crore rupees each in the next 2 years. Officials say the move will significantly widen SIDBI's lending capacity, enabling cheaper and larger credit disbursements for MSMEs. Government data shows there are nearly 6.9 crore MSMEs in India, generating employment for more than 30 crore people. The planned expansion in credit access is expected to benefit around 25.74 lakh MSMEs, translating into over 1.12 crore new jobs by the financial year 2027-28.
As we talk about Viksit Bharat, we often think of highways, factories and digital infrastructure. But this vision also includes a thriving creative economy and strongly encouraged by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and his government. In that broader nation-building story, there is a new growth engine already in our hands. Microdramas, quietly creating the next wave of jobs in India's entertainment ecosystem.
The upcoming Union Budget is expected to address these concerns through targeted incentives, improved ease of doing business, and potential relief measures aimed at reducing costs for small enterprises as they scale up operations.
With more credit support and tax relief, government aims to boost MSME sectors through investment and creating job opportunities. With camera person Rajkumar, this is Rahul Upadhyay reporting from New Delhi for DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a gathering today during the Wings India 2026 program at Hyderabad in Telangana via video conferencing. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Modi noted that the next era of the aviation industry is full of aspirations and India is emerging as a major aviation gateway between the global south and the world.
एविएशन इंडस्ट्री का अगला युग बहुत एस्पिरेशंस से भरा हुआ है और भारत इसका एक बड़ा प्लेयर बनता जा रहा है। एयरक्राफ्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, पायलट ट्रेनिंग, एडवांस एयर मोबिलिटी, एयरक्राफ्ट लीजिंग, ये ऐसे सेक्टर हैं जिन्हें लेकर भारत अनेक संभावनाओं के साथ आपके समक्ष उपस्थित है और इसलिए विंग्स इंडिया की ये समिट हम सभी के लिए इतनी अहम हो गई है। फ्रेंड्स, पिछले एक दशक में भारत के पूरे एविएशन सेक्टर में एक हिस्टोरिक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुआ।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi appreciated the efforts of the National Cadet Corps during Operation Sindor today, saying that NCC cadets have handled their responsibilities very well at a crucial time connected with national security. He was addressing the National Cadet Corps or NCC PM rally in New Delhi on Wednesday, marking the grand culmination of the month-long NCC Republic Day Camp 2026. At the rally, Prime Minister inspected the Guard of Honour and reviewed the march past by the various NCC contingents. Prime Minister also presented awards to meritorious cadets for their exceptional performance, discipline and dedication. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi said that the historic India-EU FTA would bring freedom of aspiration for the youth. Prime Minister Modi said India's youth today demonstrate courage and commitment with a nation-first mindset. So for the 2026 National Cadet Corps NCC Republic Day Camp held in New Delhi, a total of 207 youth and officers from 21 friendly foreign countries participated. DD India's Vishal Baristo spoke to some of the foreign cadets.
It's a big day not only for the NCC cadets but also from the cadets from other countries who have come to attend this event. I have with me this Bangladeshi contingent. How has been your experience in India?
Sir, it has been magnificent, sir. India is very nice and pretty and wonderful, sir.
Okay. Now let's go to the contingent of Bhutan. How has been your experience coming all the way from Bhutan?
It is my first international trip and it's been very lovely here in India. The food, the culture, the people, everything's been very wonderful here.
Now let's go to Fiji, and these are the youngsters from Fiji. How has been your experience in the camp?
It's very good, and I love India.
It has been a good experience, and India is a very beautiful place. Thank you.
And how did you find the cadets from the country?
Very disciplined, very nice, all perfect.
This is Kenya, and let's talk to them. So how has been your experience staying in the country, in India, and meeting the cadets of the Indian cadets?
It's been very nice. I like your culture, your hospitality. You're well welcoming. We love it.
And there is the contingent from Maldives. Now, I was there when the Prime Minister visited Maldives. How has been your experience coming all the way to India?
It's been very great. It's a very unique experience. I've got to see many places like the Taj Mahal, the Agra Fort,
and the National Museum. It was very, very unique.
It has been awesome. It's very colorful and full of life. I really love it here.
How did you find India and the people here and the culture, and what all places did you visit?
India is kind of the most beautiful country with a colorful culture, beautiful nature, and it's all mixed up so that I really enjoyed my time here.
What all places did you visit and what did you like in the food?
We visited some places in India. It is so magical, and we visited Taj Mahal. It was really nice. We had some good foods, and of course we had some good friends from India.
And how about you?
I like everything in India, and every food is mostly delicious, and I like it. It's very nice experience for us.
All these cadets, they are coming from different countries and they have had a very good time here in Delhi, and also their interaction with the NCC cadets from India has been wonderful. With cameraman Sunil Rana in Delhi, this is Vishal Barrister for DD India.
On to some international news of the day now. US President Donald Trump urged Iran on Wednesday to come to the table and make a nuclear deal or be prepared for a US attack that could be far worse. Posting on his Truth Social, Trump said that Iran will quickly come to the table and negotiate a fair and equitable deal, no nuclear weapons, one that is good for all parties. He added, and I quote him here, "The next attack will be far worse. Don't make that happen again." The Republican US president, who pulled out of a 2015 multi-nation nuclear deal with Tehran during his first White House term, noted that his last warning to Iran was followed by a military strike. As European leaders grapple with how to adjust to US President Donald Trump's approach to the transatlantic relationship, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said on Wednesday that Europe is no longer Washington's primary center of gravity and that the shift is structural, not temporary.
Europe is no longer Washington's primary center of gravity. The shift has been ongoing for a while. It is structural, not temporary. It means that Europe must step up. No great power in history has ever outsourced its survival and survived.
Speaking at the European Defence Agency's annual conference, Kaja Kallas added that while the EU still seeks strong transatlantic ties and the United States will remain their ally, Europe must adapt to new realities and NATO needs to become more European to maintain its strength.
Arguably, the biggest change in the fundamental reorientation is going on across the Atlantic. A rethinking that has shaken the transatlantic relationship to its foundation. Let me be very clear. We want strong transatlantic ties. The US will remain Europe's partner and ally, but Europe needs to adapt to new realities.
French President Emmanuel Macron, meanwhile, expressed support for Greenland as he stood between Greenlandic and Danish prime ministers in Paris today. Macron said that Greenland is not for sale and nor is it to be taken. He said that Greenlanders will decide their future, adding that France will continue to stand united with the Kingdom of Denmark. Greenland's leader, Jens Frederik Nielsen, and Denmark's Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, are in Paris to meet Macron to shore up support over US President Donald Trump's push to take over the Arctic island that has been Danish territory for centuries. More news from France. Scores of people were evacuated after a fire swept through a five-star hotel in the upmarket ski resort of Courchevel in the French Alps late on Tuesday. As per local authorities, no one was injured in the blaze, which started in the attic of the Hotel des Grandes Alpes at around 1800 hours GMT on Tuesday. Officials said over 90 people were evacuated from the hotel and the nearby areas due to the risk, as the fire was still ongoing till reports last came in. On to some business news now. Amazon confirmed 16,000 corporate job cuts on Wednesday, completing a plan for around 30,000 since October, while leaving open the possibility of further reductions. Beth Galetti, Senior Vice President of the People, Experience and Technology at Amazon, said on Wednesday it was not planning to make broad reductions every few months, referring to Amazon's announcement of 14,000 corporate job cuts in October. Amazon employs around 1.5 million people globally, with around 350,000 in corporate roles. Today's job cuts affect nearly 10% of its corporate workforce. More news from India. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar and 4 other persons died after an aircraft carrying them crashed in Pune district of Maharashtra Wednesday morning. The aircraft met with an accident during landing in Baramati, that is 100 kilometers from Pune. According to flight radar, the flight took off from Mumbai at 8:10 in the morning and it disappeared from radar around 8:45 a.m. Preliminary reports are unclear whether it was a crash landing or a technical failure. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau team will investigate the crash. India's Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and New and Renewable Energy, Prahlad Joshi, held a meeting with Director General for Energy at the European Commission, Dite Yul Jorgensen. The discussions focused on strengthening cooperation across priority areas such as solar modules, green hydrogen and offshore wind. The minister highlighted that India has already built over 144 gigawatt of solar module manufacturing capacity, which continues to expand, and added that India now produces high-quality solar modules that are available for export to global markets. At the India Energy Week 2026, a major step towards clean and next-generation mobility was unveiled. Wow Go Green, in collaboration with Indian Oil, showcased a hydrogen-powered drone that can fly continuously for up to 3 hours, a significant leap over conventional battery-operated drones. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya spoke exclusively to Dr. Shankar Goenka, founder and director of Wow Go Green.
Drone manufacturing is going places. In fact, when we talk about drones, we generally see it run on battery, lithium batteries, which generally last 10, 15, maximum 20 minutes at a stretch. At the India Energy Week, we saw this drone which runs on hydrogen. That's right, hydrogen that powers the lithium batteries, and then it increases the capacity of this particular drone. I have with me Shankar Goenka, the chairman and managing director of Wow Green, this particular company which designed this drone. Sir, how this has been possible? This is a unique experience. We haven't seen it in India for sure. And outside the country also, hardly, a couple of countries have this capability.
Yeah. So when 2021, when Mr. Prime Minister Modi started drone ecosystem into the country, the biggest challenge was battery. But drones are doing phenomenal in India. You see, this is completely Make in India drone. And then our CMD from Indian Oil, he said how we can improve the energy of the drone. So that's how fuel cell, it took 4 years to develop the fuel cell from the hydrogen. Now the beauty is, when the battery operates for 15 minutes, the drone with hydrogen fuel cell will fly for more than 1 hour. So now you can see, this is a 10 kg payload drone. From here we are going to make 10 kilo, 50 kilo, 100 kilo, 200 and 500 kilo drones like this. So it is one of its kind in India, under our great leadership, taking it to the next level.
Innovation going places, got this patented?
Yes, sir, it got patented. And also, our Prime Minister was very focused and keen that things should be Make in India. So this is under Make in India initiative that this has been created.
Make in India, Make for the World drone system coming up here at the India Energy Week 2026 in Goa, changing the whole gamut of innovation in the country. With Campus Sandeep, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for GD India from Goa.
The second edition of CISF Vande Mataram Coastal Cyclothon 2026 was launched virtually from Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi on Wednesday. DD India's Narayan Singh spoke to Director General of CISF, Praveer Ranjan on the main objective of the cyclothon and how it promotes awareness about coastal security and the message of fitness among people.
The second edition of the Vande Mataram CISF cyclothon, the flag-off took place at the Major Dhyan National Stadium in Delhi, and right now I am joined by the Director General of the CISF, Praveer Ranjan. Sir, a very warm welcome. The flag-off has been done. So overall, what are the key aspects of this cyclothon this time around?
See, this second edition of Vande Mataram Coastal Cyclothon, which we flagged off today, it was flagged off by Honorable Minister of State, Mr. Nityanand Rai ji. This coastal cyclothon has actually started from the two coasts, on the eastern side from Bakali and on the western coast from Lakhpat Fort in Gujarat. And we will cover a distance of almost 6,600 kilometers. Now, the two teams which are starting today, they will culminate their cyclothon on the 22nd of February at Kochi. And the idea is that they cover all the villages along the route, coastal villages. They meet the coastal people and get to know more about the coast and the coastal security.
There is also about the fitness and the health and taking that Fit India movement at the next level through this cyclothon.
Yeah, so you know, cycling is a very popular sport in the country, and these days you see a lot of cycling events also. So a lot of people are getting involved in cycling activities in order to keep themselves fit. And one of the best sport to keep yourself fit, every day you can do it, which used to be part of our daily routine in the villages. You know, now gradually as we have moved more urbanized, so I think the cycling went down. But now even in the cities you see there is a lot of enthusiasm for cycling. People are coming forward, people are participating in cycling events. So we decided to take this event, cycling, to all these coastal areas to inspire the youth of these villages, coastal villages, to come and participate in the Fit India program also. So the Sports Ministry has also given us their cooperation in organizing this event, and we will carry the message of Fit India to all these villages as well.
So definitely the cyclothon, the Vande Mataram CISF cyclothon is not about just the coastal security, but apart from that it is about taking the fitness, taking the Fit India movement at the next level. With camera person Piyush, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do give us your feedback on our different social media handles at DD India Live. I'm Tanvi Taneja from entire team here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.